Hi there, everyone. Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins looking at the severe weather threat for Sunday and Monday. Now, we were talking about this yesterday, which was Friday. I said I'd have an update on Saturday. Now it's Saturday. Things have changed a little bit, not a lot. The severe weather threat is still there for Sunday. It's shifted a little bit, and the threat for severe weather on Monday has increased a little bit. Which we'll show you here. So we're going to talk about the storm Sunday morning, which should stay below the severe limits, but it'll be close. The severe weather threat Sunday night, afternoon and night, and then more severe storms on Monday. So a very active 48-hour period, and maybe even into Tuesday. But that really depends on what happens Sunday and then Monday and then Tuesday. So a lot to get to. So first we'll talk about the severe weather threat on Sunday. So notice that the severe threat is now basically the southern tier of Nebraska for southeast and south central Nebraska. Then it kind of bumps up here around the North Platte area. The better chance, though, will be down here in this enhanced risk into Kansas. Then the slight risk, that's your level 2, and then the level 1 for the rest of the state. That goes all the way over to Des Moines, Sioux Falls, through southwest Minnesota, into the Dakotas, Kansas City, and for parts of Missouri, even parts of Colorado. So kind of a big area, but it's central to Kansas, and it kind of spreads north into our neck of the woods. So what are we talking about? Well, the tornado risk is there, but it's small for Nebraska. In fact, the really only chance for Nebraska is south central and southeast Nebraska, those extreme southern counties, and it's a 2% chance. So, I mean, it's possible, but the better chance obviously is going to be into parts of Kansas. The damaging wind, kind of the same thing. Those southern counties for Nebraska has the 15% chance. The rest of the state has a 5% chance, which isn't high, but it's not zero. The better chance for damaging wind looks to be in Kansas. And then the large hail, kind of the same thing, where the entire state has a chance, but the further you get into Kansas, the better chance you get. Maybe southwest Nebraska and especially western Kansas, where there could be larger hail, 2 inches in diameter or bigger. So what do all of these things mean? Well, that the Storm Prediction Center has the level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So level 1 is the marginal risk. That's 1 or 2 severe storms. I mean, it's not much, but a severe storm every now and then. The yellow, which is where Nebraska kind of is, especially the southern half of the state for Sunday, scattered severe storms are possible, short-lived and not really widespread, but an isolated intense storm. So you could have a stronger storm or two out of that. And then you start getting stronger from there, the enhanced. That's kind of your middle of the road where there could be some strong storms. You could have a few intense ones, maybe some tornadoes, but the better chance for that happens when you see the the moderate and the high risk, especially the high risk. You never want to see the high risk. So here's your forecast. This is Sunday morning. This is 3 a.m., and you're looking at storms starting to move through south central Nebraska, maybe even towards Lincoln. Notice that little spot there that kind of shows up right there. But this will be, if there's going to be any severe weather, it would be right here, and it would likely be like damaging wind, maybe some hail. As we push into early Sunday morning, this is your 5:30 time frame, everything kind of spreads out. This isn't a really organized storm, so the severe threat is low for Sunday morning. And how long these storms stick around will kind of dictate what happens Sunday afternoon. If these storms hang out through the late morning hours, even into the early afternoon hours, that will inhibit the storms coming back later in the evening. So these are still around there by 9. This is 9:30 in the morning. Severe threat's basically gone by this point. Still some storms by noon, and then by about 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they start to dissipate. So if that happens, then the storms have a chance to kind of recycle and rejuvenate. And so they would try to come back. This is 7 p.m. Notice this line right here, and then this cluster right here. So that's as of 7 p.m. By 9 p.m., you got that line really moving through, and then that cluster kind of gets in the way in southeast Nebraska, doing its own thing. They kind of merge, and then once you start to see them merge right here, it just kind of ruins the party for both of them. The stronger part of the storm would be up here, but this could still be on the severe side. And then as we head into the late Sunday night, early Monday morning, basically everything dies off after that. So let's look at the instability. This is what it looks like at 10:30 in the morning. It really starts to increase in the afternoon. That's why I think the morning storms don't have much to work with, but the afternoon storms do. They have the yellow and the orangish colors here. You've got this, which is a higher instability right there, higher, and then the light blues That's your so right around the moderate instability range, and then it kind of goes away as we head into Sunday night, especially into the overnight. So the chance for that severe weather kind of wanes a little bit as you head into the evening hours. Lightning intensity, there's going to be some areas that see some loud lightning, like right there. You see where the purples already show up? That means there's some pretty intense lightning, like right there, that line right there, 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. Just southwest of Grand Island, that's going to be an intense line of storms. And the more intense the lightning, the better chance you have for severe weather. That's some intense lightning for eastern Nebraska by 8 p.m. Sunday, and then by 10 o'clock, all the intense lightning at least moves off to the east. Now, the potential for significant hail, this isn't saying where it's going to happen. This is saying where if a storm is there, it will grow and increase because the potential for bigger hail is there. So that really starts to spread out about here, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday, into Sunday afternoon. Pretty good chance for seeing some large hail during this time frame. So any storm that moves into this yellow and orangish colored shaded areas on Sunday, that's going to be where your best chance for large hail would be when those storms move into that area. It kind of thins out as we head into Sunday night. So I think the best chance for severe weather in this regard would be in the afternoon on Sunday. Significant tornado parameter is pretty small. That's some good news. You hate to see significant tornado parameters very high. This is about the best, the highest I've seen. This is Sunday afternoon, and that doesn't even last very long. So the significant tornado parameter is very small, which explains why most of Nebraska isn't seeing a chance for tornadoes, because it's just not the right kind of setup. There's not enough spin in the atmosphere, not enough lift, things like that. So that's for Sunday. Now let's push forward into Monday, which this is turning into a little more interesting, keeping a closer eye on it. Now keep in mind, whatever happens Sunday will transpire into Monday, and so we have to figure out what happens Sunday first before we know for sure what's going to happen on Monday. But it's looking more and more like there could be a decent chance for some strong storms. Now here's what it looks like. Here's Monday night, 7 p.m. So starting late in central and western Nebraska, it moves into parts of eastern Nebraska, especially around O'Neill by 9 p.m., kind of spreading out. But those are large clusters of storms. That kind of looks like it would be hailers, some large hail out of that, and then eventually this kind of turns into a wind event. Once it starts to kind of do this line right here, that looks like it's pushing out. It's turning into more of a wind event. So it starts off as hail, and then eventually turns into a wind event. And then as we head into about 1 o'clock in the morning, that's when that line starts to move through the Omaha, Lincoln, Grand Island area, and eventually pushes through by 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, likely waking a bunch of us up by early Tuesday morning. So that eventually moves out by about Tuesday morning around 5 or 6, some lingering storms in western Nebraska. And this, over here, could be another wave of storms on Tuesday. So, I mean, we're not done yet, but there's so many things that have to happen before we know what happens on Tuesday that is pointless to even talk about. Even Monday is a little iffy because there's so many things that have to happen on Sunday. So it's a good time to stay up to date on my YouTube channel, because I'm going to be trying to do these updates as often as I can. I'll try to do another one tomorrow just to kind of update you, as long as it depends on when the severe weather is really kicking in. But if you like and subscribe, if I go live because of severe weather, you'll know it if you like and subscribe and ding that little bell so you know when I'm live. And you also know when I do some updates. So greatly appreciated. And the more people I can to like and subscribe, the more I get into that algorithm and the more people can see it, and we can keep people safe that way. So I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon.